She's back. J-Lo's back.
Yeah, she's back. Yeah, she's back.
J-Lo is back. Guys, there's something about a rom-com starring Jennifer Lopez that just feels right. The cliche storylines, the tire tropes, the plot holes, the inconsistencies, the bad humor, and just how goddamn effortless she looks in every single one of them. Something about it just feels right. So imagine my excitement when Office Romance was announced. Not only starring Jennifer Lopez, but made by Netflix. So you know it's gonna be double terrible. Serious talk though, if you don't like a Jennifer Lopez-led rom-com, what is wrong with you? Why do you hate fun? Because it's the easiest, most soft-brained thing to just turn off your mind for a couple hours and enjoy stupid jokes, silly tropes, and some shocking imagery that will catch you off guard with another CGI demon baby. Absolutely putting "you nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster" to shame. No, seriously, we have a new top 1 most horrifying sighting of a baby ever sighted, and I, for one, thought it was special. Like a bonding ritual after a whelming experience. Guys, look how she glows. Wow. Also, let me just address the critical reception of this movie real quick. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's split 50-50, audiences and critics alike. I don't get it. Why do we keep hating these jelly brain romances? What? Everybody complains that movies look like shit, but when it comes time to dismantle capitalism or, God forbid, criticize it, suddenly everybody thinks they're gonna be billionaires as well, and you can find them stationed up Elon Musk's cu. That's ass in Portuguese. Because this is what you get when the goal is to maximize profits and a formula is found. Cheap, easy to make, and people will tune in. It is at #1 after all. Let's just be thankful they didn't use AI in this film. In fact, nowadays the bar is so low that if a movie didn't use AI or blood money, I'm down. Jackie, president and CEO of Air Cruise, runs a tight ship in her business, including a rigid anti-fraternization policy for all her employees, which is severely tested when a sexy new lawyer begins working for her. Guys, this is a raunchy comedy marketed as NSFW, not safe for work. Which means we're gonna see a boner. But not here. YouTube police, you can go. We are Christians over here. We do not engage in such horrific sightings of visual assets that would show us said boner. Timestamp is 20 minutes, 11 seconds, go. In the spirit of brutal honesty, I loved this film. It's just bad enough that I found myself genuinely smiling, feeling good things inside of me. A sloshing around, though that might be IBS. And if you think that's oversharing, wait until you see this movie. Have I mentioned the CGI demon baby that's to come? Oh, yeah. Jennifer plays Jackie Cruz, our protagonist. She is a powerful businesswoman and a daddy's girl, because she needed an arc. And the arc is girl boss feminism. Yes. And the male lead is Daniel Blanchflower, played by Brett Goldstein, a British lawyer with a heart of gold and a kink for powerful businesswomen. And he's a very interesting lead because he feels very different from what we're used to seeing. He looks like he would get in drag for fun and kiss his mates for a laugh, and dare I say even, respect his wife even if she out-earns him. Like, he seems to be in touch with his femininity, and I think that's beautiful. And he's mostly soft-spoken, but the Brit can come out.
You're a fucking idiot, you prick.
But one thing he will not do is trust a woman to fly a plane. Damn it, Daniel, I had high hopes for you. And together they made 112 minutes feel like a lobotomy. A rom-com lobotomy, which is the perfect way to spend a Saturday afternoon if you ask me. It made me laugh, though I'm not sure it was for the right reasons. And I hope I make you laugh too. And if I don't, well, that's just who I am. This is me. Now. And if you don't know who I am, hi. I'm Eric. Cool. But before we get into it, make sure to subscribe down below to the channel because it helps and it's free and you will look so much better and feel so much better right after. Also, it's Pride Month and no one's helping the fact. So what better opportunity to be charitable to the community than to help a gay in need? Thank you. I'm Daniel Blanchflower and I approve this message. The opening act of the movie wastes no time and slaps us with a triple D, a double date disaster. Oh, that's not what you thought I was gonna... What do you think I was gonna say? Oh, you can do that? You can do that? I should totally do that. Jackie and Daniel both have a date with someone else just to show us how much of a fucking disaster they are at dating. And as far as funny bad dates go, these weren't bad. Daniel worked up the courage to ask a girl out at the gym, this fun blonde gal, and she had me screaming. Okay, she's there because she likes these bad boys. Huh? You can't even taste the tequila in them or tell that her eyes are looking in completely different directions. And when she is sufficiently drunk, the absolute smash hit Tell It To My Heart stops playing at the restaurant. Ooh. That is my song. Oh my God. Oh my God, this is my favorite song. I need to dance. And she starts swinging around and she spills her drink all over the guy behind her. And then she gets on the table and passes out and drops on the floor. And let me tell you, it was quite the fall. Really knocked the teeth out of her. Jackie, on the other hand, isn't on a date. She's at a work dinner with Larry. See, she's not just the CEO of Air Cruise. She's also a pilot. Why is that important? Well, it's always important to highlight the career milestones of successful businesswomen transforming the world of tomorrow today. I'm Jackie Cruz, and I'm not just the CEO of Air Cruise. I'm also a pilot. But dinner quickly sours when Larry can't stop talking about his ex-wife. Her name's Stacy. She's from Dallas, and when we broke up, she thought it was all her fault, but it's mine, and now I masturbate to her. I masturbate to my ex-wife. How fucked up is that? His words, not mine. As you can see, both equally disastrous. Daniel, if you didn't know yet, because I haven't mentioned it, is an in-house lawyer at Air Cruise who's recently moved from practicing international law in London to handling petty airline cases, such as disputes between passengers and service dogs. And he has a sister. She's proper British and she's in prison. Yeah, she chopped a guy's head off, but makes you feel any better, she doesn't regret it. She'd do it all over again. So she's exactly where she belongs. And now on to the fateful day that these two souls cross paths, changing course of history forever. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? Air Cruise is currently being sued by Falcon Airlines because Falcon Airlines were promised some gates at an airport, but then Jackie from the block gave them a talk about the stock. And over the course of one dinner and one coffee in the morning, she convinced them to change their minds and give the gates to Air Cruise. I'm not just the CEO of Air Cruise. I'm also a pilot. So Falcon Airlines filed a lawsuit claiming that she slept with a guy to steal the business deal. Oh, the misogyny. Ooh. Which is insane. Do you think that women who look like this stay looking like this by sleeping with, what did I write? Old bloated business creeps who don't wash their ass? Oh, please, por favor. And yes, I do speak Spanish. Fluently? Not in the slightest. Grammatically correct? Hell no. But get a few drinks in me and I become mi gente latina herself. Pues mira, que puedo hablar una mezcla de español y portugués, el portuñol, y todo el mundo que habla español y portugués me entiende. Yo no escogí esta vida me escogió a mí. But Daniel doesn't handle such cases. No. He's more in charge of, again, handling disputes between passengers and emotional support dogs. The lawyer who handles such cases is Peter Vance, this guy. He's great. He's been in the company for the longest time, and he chokes on a breakfast burrito one day and ends up in the hospital. Oh my God, you can have burritos for breakfast, is the first sentence out of Daniel's mouth when he finds out. See, Daniel is a proper Brit, which in this movie means not getting into personal conversations at work. So when he says in the morning, "You're right," he's not actually expecting you to answer, even though that's how conversations work. He expects a "you're right" back and keep it pushing, which is kind of crazy, and I have to call bullshit because every single office job that I've had in the United Kingdom, boy, do they love to fucking talk about their personal lives. Anything fun planned this weekend? As you're packing up to go home at the end of the day, cue a 10-minute conversation about Stella's plans that weekend to see her mom who's in town, who she hasn't seen in so many months, and she's gonna cook for her. She's gonna take her to the museums. All the while, you're just stood there, staring blankly ahead, making my way through the crowd. But with Vance down, it is up to Daniel to handle the deposition of this lawsuit. The office warned him to be weary of Jackie from the block. And they keep acting like she's this scary monster, you know, like the Puerto Rican version of Miranda Priestley. But then nothing about her interactions with anyone gives you the impression that she is hostile in the slightest. In fact, she is surprisingly very lovely with everyone. Maybe they just assume that she's mean or a bitch because she's so fucking beautiful. But you know what? If you want it to be that beautiful, you could too. If you want to talk about difficult bosses, let's talk about the men, huh? I had a boss who required a tea every hour, a fresh tea every hour on the hour. And there was a set of instructions on how to deliver said tea to his office. And it included not making eye contact, never looking up, not uttering a single fucking word in that space, collecting the old tea, placing the new one there, and just walk out. No matter how full the tea was, the old one. And that fucker was almost always full. Like, what a waste of tea and sugar. Yes, there was also a set of instructions on how to make the tea. No eye contact. This is a good time to mention Jackie's right-hand woman, the heavily pregnant Sydney. And she's such a workaholic, she's planning on coming back to work the day after she gives birth to new life. And she doesn't have to. They have maternity leave in this company, which I hear in the US is like so fucking rare. Some people don't even know what it means. But Sydney is a workhorse and she's fucking hysterical. You should watch the movie The Hunt, where she plays a woman kidnapped by a bunch of liberals to be hunted in the woods until she turns the tables on them. Oh. Now we got a doll in the room. But in this movie, she is heavily pregnant, which you would not be able to tell considering she walks around like she has a balloon under her top. And she orders Daniel to jump on this lawsuit stat. Okay, now it's a medical drama. What the hell? Daniel gets to Jackie's office. She turns and he's speechless. He's gobsmacked. He simply can't fathom the amount of beauty in front of him right now. His first words, wow, you're so impressive. OHR is gonna have a field day with you, Daniel Blanchflower. What kind of a fucking name is Blanchflower anyway? What are you, a white French flower? The deposition starts off icky. The Falcon CEO Airlines is present, as well as his lawyer, and they try to humiliate her. Now, I want everyone to gather their thinking caps and imagine these two men are trying to humiliate Jennifer Lopez. Because no matter what happens in the world, men really do have the nerve. They once again insinuate that she was sleeping with a guy just to get the business deal and then ask her a bunch of invasive questions on what she did on that date and what she ate. And she maintains that she had dinner with him and then she had a coffee the next day and that was it. But she becomes infuriated when Daniel doesn't immediately step in to defend her and chooses his ear off outside. She tells him, yo, what the fuck are you doing in there? I need you to say something. But he stands his ground and he says he's quite capable of handling such cases. Otherwise, she can fucking fire him. And he does. Back inside, he grills the airline CEO over how he knows all these details about her dinner with her client and makes him choke and grovel and realize that his lawsuit is frivolous and stupid and he's fucked. And Jackie is impressed. Oh, girls, she is so impressed. She is at her desk, staring with a nice melody playing in the background. Oh, cinema's back. This is my daughter, Evie. Did she just wink at me? Did you guys see that? Hello? Did you wink at me? And she calls Daniel into her office so she can apologize for all the attitude that she was giving him. And she thanks him with a handshake. And he pops a boner.
Whoa!
I am so sorry.
Fuck, dude?
Please.
But see, Jackie from the block doesn't stand back from a challenge. No D will scare her away. She's been with Ben Affleck. Nothing can traumatize her anymore. She's even putting the whole event behind her. Because see, when you're a professional, it's not hard. You just gotta be up for the challenge. Besides, the company has a very strict no inter-office relationship policy. Don't shit where you eat. That's Captain Jack's #1 rule. Captain Jack is Jackie Cruz's dad. Vance eventually comes back and his strategy to win the lawsuit is, manly. He did deep, intense research on her past 4 years of dating to prove that she has so very little sex, it'd be an impossibility for her to do it for a business deal. And if you think that's an awful defense, so does Jackie. Which is why she puts the white French flower on the case. And that infuriates Vance, who threatens to quit. So there's an emergency board meeting. And the thing about Jackie, the CEO of Air Cruise Airlines, is that she has done a tremendous job at it. And she's been making all of these old fucks a shit ton of money. So naturally, they've always wanted to replace her with an Ivy League student because they see a pretty woman. Pretty woman must not be able to think. What is pretty woman to do when her period comes? Oh! So this meeting turns slightly hostile because all of these old fucks have Vance's back. And they don't want him gone, especially if the alternative is a crumpet-eating Brit. My words, not theirs. Until Captain Daddy Jack walks in and undermines his daughter in front of all of the shareholders of the whatever, calls her a gordita, which is a term of affection, but also means little fatty. And it's only the white French flower. Is it French white flower or white French flower? And it's only the white French flower who stands up and stands up for her. And he tells them that she's been doing such a good job in making them so much money, they should just trust her. And with the help of Sydney, the pregnant lady, who's really intimidating and mean, they convince the board to trust Jackie. So Vance is out of his own volition. He chose to quit. And England is back in. Yeah. And cue a lovey-dovey montage of their office encounters. They grow closer over time, with Sydney always watching them like a fucking hawk. I got hiccups. Ah! Well, there's another lawsuit. A passenger was removed from a flight and he's now suing the airline. And Jackie from the block is being called into a deposition in the Dominican Republic where it's 86 degrees. Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. It's never a cold, desolate destination. They're never just going to Siberia or Russia in the middle of the snow and the bad weather. And she can take anyone, and she chooses her lawyer.
And I'm okay for you to come.
And that leads us to how they're getting there. Jackie from the block is now Jackie in the cockpit. She's flying them there. And he's in the back of the plane, all shivering and scared, not wanting to distract her, even though she literally had her first solo flight when she was 13. And as hard as it is to believe, this woman is in her 50s. So like she has spent decades piloting. But don't tell Daniel that, because he still don't trust her, because she's a woman. They even go through a storm before emerging in a new light. He says, "Thank you, Miss Cruz." She says, "Call me Jackie," and puts her sunglasses on with the light like that behind her. Oh, bitch, yes, yes! There's just something about her. Like there's something about her. I just love it. And the destination only makes everything more romantic. They're not even paying attention to work. Look, they're just too distracted, glancing at each other, brushing hands against one another. Oh, it is fiercely romantic in that room. Then they go to dinner. And they decide to have a drink or two, you know, let loose. It's work, but it's also not that deep. Then Jackie from the block, of course, wants to dance because they're playing a really fun song to dance to. And as soon as she convinces Daniel, slow song starts, setting the mood. Oh, mi amor, te quiero tanto muchísimo. Meu amor, meu penico voador. Oh, girls, the tension is palpable and they simply cannot resist each other. And they start kissing. And they kiss, and they And the next day, Jackie from the block has received a beating from that cock. She's surprised that he had all of that in him, because normally he's always just so not. Oh, I love a gentle man in the streets and a total fucking crazy psycho in the sheets who will damage me beyond my years. Right. And if the night before they were hesitant to give in to their impulses, now they're acting like a married couple in front of this lovely housekeeper. Keep her in mind, she's important. And they agree to keep it professional, which is why on the way back, they have sex on the plane, which in turn is in autopilot. Oh, I'm sorry. We trust her now? He went from being scared to fly with her to flying while on top of her. Carefree. Sex cures misogyny, you heard it here first. That sounded like something a straight man would say. Oh my God. Never mind, ignore me. Sex does not help misogyny at all. So they return and they keep seeing each other. And during one of those dates, Jackie says that she hoped one day to be good enough for Manhattan. And the French white flower says, fuck him. Besides, I like it here. New Jersey. Because it's the most beautiful place on earth. And he says that looking at her. So cute, I might barf. Nauseating even. Well, plot twist. Daniel accidentally enters the forbidden room in her house. Guys, this is so stupid. I love this is what I need in rom-coms. She has a British room. A room full of British memorabilia, but not even like proper British stuff, just like trinkets that you find at airports and like those little shops. Guys, her kink is British things. This is so She's got a fucking throne in there. She's got a whole outfit for like the king's guards, which he puts on, by the way, because his kink is powerful women with perfect bums. More of it, please. Like sometimes you just need to see characters having fun, being playful. You know, whatever happened to fun? Any excuse to use that clip over and over again. And another montage, this time of their relationship developing through pillow talk and illicit encounters at work. Meeting has made them believe in true love. And because it's love, they decide to really start seeing each other properly, as long as they don't fool around in the office. Because remember, they have like that very strict no inter-office relationships policy in place, which is, I mean, if only we could get like someone really important to override that policy, like, I don't know, the CEO of Air Cruise, but I guess they're just stuck. They have another getaway date at a beach this time. And Jesus fucking Christ, who looks like that? Jennifer, J-Lo. Ha! This is insane. And they're talking about how everyone in the office is afraid of her and that she doesn't let anyone in. But she explains that one time she did, and she had a relationship, and then he was sleeping with a secretary, cheating on her, and everybody knew, except for her. She felt like a fool. And ever since then, she's simply not let anyone in. She's built walls around her. Wait, you mean to tell me that this woman was with a heterosexual man in a relationship and he cheated on her? I'm sorry, what did the other woman look like? Hello, what? Anyway, he's super shady about what he has to do the day after. Remember, he has a psycho sister who chopped a guy's head off in prison waiting for him to visit. And Jackie becomes suspicious. Muy auspiciosa, which I'm told is not how you say that in Spanish. Ah, sospechosa. Aha! So like the very clear, level-headed, minded person she is, Jackie follows him. In this very moment, she's not a CEO. She is a suspicious ex-girlfriend, and she has a job to do to uncover the truth. One could even say Jackie from the block is now Jackie on the clock. She ends up almost being invited to see Daniel's sister after she speaks to the prison guard and just says that she knows Daniel. And he's like, oh girl, go on ahead. I don't even need your name here. I just need you to sign. Go see her. I trust you. America's not a real place. Also, what do we think of her incognito fashion? Do we love? She's Mrs. Iglesias. And Daniel's sister recognizes her straight away and puts two and two together. Oh, you followed my brother. You're fucking mental. I love it. Come on in. Let's have a chat. And she explains to her that Daniel is the one who got her out of death row and into this very nice prison. And then he quit his international lawyering career just to be close to her, to be able to visit his sister, who's a proper nutter. No, seriously, the only red flag in Daniel is that his sister seems genuinely capable and willing to kill Jackie if she ever hurts Daniel. Then she's Jackie on the chopping block. I think that was the last one, but you know what? Never doubt. She's then seen skipping out of prison and bumps into Daniel. First of all, why the fuck was she running out of prison like that? Looks like a 12-year-old who just found $20 on the floor and is running home to tell their mom. Jackie bumps into Daniel, who is immensely outraged by her invasive stalking. Jackie with a stalk. Okay, I'll stop. She accuses him of lying. He says, I didn't lie. I'm a private person. And, ooh, this was the moment that I knew this was something special. Like, what a moment it was. 10 p.m., curled up on the sofa with my two dogs and my husband. Candles lit, drink in hand, mind is foggy from all the that we smoked. And Jackie Cruz says, hey, I'm private, but you and I stopped being private the minute you came in my hair. That was a magical moment. I'm not gonna lie, that was a magical moment. Right, they have a falling out because we needed a conflict. But things only get worse during a press conference where both Jackie and Daniel crack under the slightest of pressures. A reporter brings up the lawsuit and describes it, providing the entire room with exactly 0% new information. And these two idiots unravel faster than Deborah Messing on her Instagram. Oh, to have lived in the era of 100 Islamophobic posts a day. Keep Deborah Messing's career at bay. But they unravel, and Jackie ends up asserting really loudly that she would never sleep with a colleague, or an employee, or her lawyer, who was standing right next to her, also looking awkward as fuck. They may as well have f***ed on that stage, because it was so obvious that they are indeed having sex, but apparently people haven't caught up to that yet. Like, that press conference was a fucking disaster, almost as bad as the critical reception of this movie, which still angers me. So Daniel and Jackie have a tough talk and they call it quits. Their relationship is complicating things too much. So at their next meeting, Daniel is 1 minute late because he was doing his literal job. And the tension is palpable. They're bickering like teenagers, and Sydney, who's been watching them like a hawk, sniffs something in the room. And it don't smell right. So she takes matters into her own hands and gives Daniel a piece of her mind. And she's practically shouting about how hard Jackie works, almost as hard as Sydney. And what do we think all of this stress is gonna do to a heavily pregnant woman at the end of the second act in a rom-com? The waters break. Yeah, oh, birth is coming, and we gotta talk about it. Exactly 29 seconds after the water hits the floor, she says, there's no time, it's happening now, let's go. And she's ready to pop it out in that office. Girl, please. It also didn't help that Daniel didn't know the emergency number in the United States, 911. Daniel, this is some bullshit. You know the number. Everyone fucking knows the number. Jackie from the block then shows up, and both of them are looking at her down there, and then we get a quick flash. Oh, it looks terrifying. Not the birth. Birth is a natural, beautiful thing. It's It's the CGI. I'm talking about the half-open CGI vagina with a hairy head poking through. And all they can talk about is how hairy it is down there. And Sydney is psychotic because she holds them hostage, really, and she says she is not pushing this baby out until they admit what happened between them in the Dominican Republic. Oh, she's really crazy. She said, "F the baby, I need some gossip now." They admit they had sex, and she pushes the baby out, and out it plops, and oh, it is the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in a J-Lo movie. Right after that quick cameo from Ben Affleck and This Is Me Now. Oh, and of course, Gigli. But that CGI baby, oh, Renesmee wishes. He can't even tell it's a girl. Jackie says, it's a girl. And he says, oh yeah, I suppose it is. What do you mean you suppose? This is not him being super woke and acknowledging that gender and sex are different. This is him literally not being able to tell what the baby looks like. Because it's a CGI demon baby. When I was born, my mom asked the doctor if it was a boy or a girl, and the doctor said, no. And then the day after, as Jackie is recounting the events to some of the employees in the company, who walks in? If not motherfucking Sydney. The day after. And she's back at work like she said she would. Sydney, go home. Well, Jackie calls a meeting with Sydney and Daniel because she needs their advice. The CEO of Falcon Airlines has asked her for dinner and she's wondering what he might want. And the general consensus is he's gonna drop the lawsuit because it is frivolous and stupid, and he's gonna make an offer to buy Air Cruise. And for a split second, it's almost presented as a viable choice for her to be able to be with him by literally selling her company. What are we doing? Come on, guys, she's never gonna sell for a man. Ugh. And Sydney is lactating a lot. Like, she is soaking up her blouse. Go home to your kid. Well, she goes to dinner and they were half right. The guy is indeed dropping the lawsuit because he understands that he's not going to win. It was always a really big reach, and it was only meant to pressure them into panic mode, I guess. But in the meantime, he has come up with a plan B. Remember the housekeeper back at the hotel who saw them acting like a married couple? Well, she was a spy. Dun, dun, dun. Una spia. Oh no, ¿quién es esta puta? And now the guy is using this information to basically force her to hand over all of the gates back. Otherwise, he's going to show this to the board and they might vote her out of the position of CEO. Just fucking change the policy, mate. Meanwhile, Daniel hands in his resignation and then takes the opportunity to tell her off for listening to her father, who's a nothing. Yeah, I said it. He's a joke. Sorry. Yeah, I said it. He's a joke, mate. Your father is a loser and you should not be listening to him because you are fucking amazing at what you do. You are phenomenally stupendous, incredible. Everything you do, everything you touch is just gorgeousness. I'm a cuck. One thing I'll say, Daniel Blanchflower really throws compliments in her direction. He's constantly telling her how great of a job she does as the CEO, how impressive and beautiful and amazing and stupendous she is. It's just a shame that he doesn't trust her to fly the fucking plane. Jackie then decides to step down as CEO so that the deal with the gates and the airport can go through and the CEO of Falcon Airlines can eat shit. So Sydney marches all the way into the French White Flower's new job in Manhattan in a business whatever firm. I don't care. She's there to give him a piece of her mind. How could you do this to her, you mayonnaise ice cream face? While we're talking about faces, I have a very long list of things I'd like to say about your face, which I won't, because he's a gentleman. And Sydney says, what? Cut from marble? Perfect? Michelle Pfeiffer on steroids? Benedict Cumberbatch in a porn wig, maybe? I'm sorry, that one got me. Meanwhile, Jackie finally steps up to her own father. And did you know the airline under his leadership was going bankrupt until Jackie stepped in as the CEO, revamped the whole operation, and got them not only out of potential bankruptcy, but made them millions and millions and expanded the business beyond his wildest dreams. She did it all. Like, how can we not stan her? It was her ideas that got the company to where it is today, to be one of the best airlines, if not the best airline. I'm Jackie Cruz, and I'm not just the CEO of Air Cruise. I'm also a pilot. Isn't it fucked up that you can single-handedly rescue an entire company and make the shareholders millions in the years after, and they will still look at you and only see a gorgeous pair of breasts and a perfect bum and assume that your brain doesn't work? Well, the day of the announcement is here. Daniel finally changes his mind and quits his soulless corporate job. And of course, he did that on the day of the announcement hours before so that he could be just fashionably late to interrupt it. Like you'd expect in a rom-com. Well, yes. Jackie's giving her speech, and just as she's about to announce that she's stepping down from her position, Daniel arrives and he interrupts it. He then asks to speak to her in private, but she says no. Anything you say, you can say here or shut the fuck up. Okay then, Jackie and I slept together. There, I said it. Cat's out of the bag. And in typical rom-com fashion, they have a conversation with the audience around them reacting, gasping as they go. And he keeps complimenting her like I've genuinely never seen a man in any of these rom-coms be this supportive of the woman and her professional endeavors, particularly when she's making so much more money than he is. And I know that I keep bringing that up, but that's because it's a huge point of contention in men's minds. Normally, men look at a woman who makes more than them and they feel emasculated because their dicks are tiny. Imagine needing a microscope to find your own penis under all of that ego. It's tragic, really. But he is so supportive of her. I love it. This is what I mean when I said it feels like he is in touch with his femininity. The shocking part is that he is doing the absolute bare minimum, and here I am praising him like he's the greatest gift the God has ever placed on earth. He's not. He's doing the bare minimum, the normal, the expected. Her dad also steps in. I agree with the Brit. My daughter really is the shit. My words, not his. Jackie then says, thank you, Daddy. And Daniel responds, no worries, baby. In front of her dad and the entire company. Was she calling him daddy in the bedroom?
You sick fucks!
They profess their love for each other. HR guy is counting his last days of peace around here. And then she openly speaks about her company. No, sorry, her family. Su familia. And then as the credits roll, HR guy deals with a mountain of employees who have been sleeping together and fucking each other, friends with benefits, relationships, breakups. It's all been happening. Everyone's been doing it. Okay, so like the only person that could have changed it, the CEO, nearly quit her job just to not break the rules. America really is not a real place. It was always in them, the power to be happy. They didn't need permission from anyone. They just needed to give permission to themselves. But also, like, she's literally the CEO. She can change the rules. Hello. Also turns out forbidding inter-office relationships will only make them multiply faster. And last but never least, Jennifer Lopez, I love you. I really hope one day you see this. And if you do, please put me in one of your next movies. I'll be gay assistant number 3 who has no lines but has always stood there like kind of sassy, kind of giving attitude and, you know, serve. Or I'll be the kid who works at the salon and all he does is clean up the hair. Girl, let's make it happen, okay? New Aurican Productions x StutterBox when? No, guys, seriously though, let's make it happen. How fun it would be if I was just in a film with Jenny from the block. Yeah, never gonna happen, but you know what? That's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, make sure to leave it a like down below. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click the bell notification so you never miss a future upload from me. And check out my socials. They're all linked down below. We all have a lot of fun over there. Yeah. Also, happy Pride Month. And in the spirit of being super gay, tell me down below what your favorite Jennifer Lopez movie is. Because, I don't know, might review a couple more of these. And until next time, stay safe, stay sane, stay stupid, and stay stuttering. Bye, guys. Also, any Killing Eve fans out there? Because it is Pride Month, and I have been rewatching it. What is that? Is that Killing Eve before they ruined it and Killing Eve after they ruined it? Bye, guys. Guys, I don't know what to sing today, so I don't know. É meu e vós, o estofado, tling, 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 tling. Destino que nos amarra, por mais que seja negado. You know, someone asked me the other day why I always sing at the end of my videos, and the very easy answer is because if it's at the end of the video and copyright gets on my ass over the song, then I can just trim the segment and not alter anything about the video. Because apparently they do strike people sometimes if you even sing the melody. You don't even have to play the song. So that's why. But also it's Portuguese song, so I doubt that people are gonna come after me. But now you know. Okay,